What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Bouquet. In the last video, we opened one of these Temporal Forces booster boxes. Now, we hit 14 hits out of the box, but unfortunately no alt art. Now, I'm not too certain what that means per se, whereas if we go back to Paradox Rift, there was one box in the booster, in the case, that had 2 hits in it. 2 alt art hits in it, or a gold card, whatever, or 2 gold cards or whatnot. I am wondering whether or not now, if Temporal Force is going the opposite way, and if in one whole case there's one box that doesn't have an alt art to cover for the double banger alt art box. This is obviously speculation. This is the second box in terms of sample sizing. The only other sample size I've had is from other friends and content creators that have opened up a booster box already, and they still got an alt art or a gold card along with the 2 A-spec cards. And I thought that if you're meant to get 2 A-spec cards, you should still get an alt art. The previous one, we didn't get an alt art. The one that I thought I got an alt art with, or if it was the full art Explorer's Guidance, which was not a alt art after checking up as well. So, if that's the case, just wondering if it is on a case-by-case basis, and is there one box, need this by the way, so if you are also here just wondering what you should be taking out of your bulk for competitive play, just keep an eye on what I'm doing, I'll let you know. What's Conviction, you need that. Just wondering if it's on a case-by-case basis of, do you get one box of no alt art? Is every box guaranteed an alt art? Or is it going back to old school Sword and Shield days where you're probably not always going to get an alt art in every box regardless of the situation, which is good and bad for Pokemon collectors. You need this, because that means the prices, you need this, the prices for Jesus, that was a good packet. The prices for Pokemon cards themselves in this set will go up. But it also means it's a lot harder for collectors to hit the cards that they need, meaning it might be a bit more of a daunting task. Which also means that maybe, possibly, or not even maybe possibly, because it's always been the way of things that you'll probably need this. Oh, there we go. We've hit our first A-spec. Very good card. Pokemon gets 100 HP upon equipping. Very, very, very good. And we'll need this if you'll need one of these, or you'll need these if you're separating your holos and your commons into a competitive bulk. So, starting off with an A-spec out of this box. But yeah, as I was saying, like it looks like it's always been king to like maybe open 1 or 2 booster boxes. Or one of every product if you're trying to get all the Black Star promos or whatnot. And then just buying singles or trading and all that kind of stuff. Like mostly buying all your singles. Like in the end, that works out to be the cheapest option. You'll need this. It always has been. Like that's just plain and simple. If you're smart enough with how you're, I think I left the code card in here. That's how I did. If you're smart enough with how you're going around buying all the things you need, then it's always going to be cheaper just to do it in that way rather than just like try to crack open every packet. Unless you're made of money, I wouldn't suggest doing that way, trying to crack everything open, unless you just enjoy it. But it definitely is. If you're looking to master set stuff, or if you're looking for a certain particular card, it is probably far more better to just go and buy the cards by themselves. There we go, we got a Miraidon base EX. I'm not too sure if this Miraidon is really any good for competitive, this one. I don't think there was anyone was screaming from the rooftops about that particular one. There was a very, very particular set of cards within this set as it was coming out of what is needed and what's looked for. I feel like the pre-release decks, like the little pre-release decks inside the build and battle decks, pretty much nailed what people will be looking for or searching for pretty well. Oh, nice. That looks weird. It looks like it's... No, it doesn't look weird. I'm weird. Don't worry about me. But yeah, I'm really, really surprised that there was no alt art in the first box, which is not a very good introduction to the set, to be honest. Not a good introduction to the set, considering there is like... Oh man, I've forgotten how many alt arts are in the set. If there's one bad thing about me, but also a good thing, is I don't like to ruin the surprise for myself. You'll need this. I don't like to ruin the surprise for myself. Oh wow, cool, Swordsbuck. That's our first art rare. Chuck that to the side. I don't like to ruin the surprise for myself, so when something pops out, I would like... The reaction is genuine. Like, I haven't gone and looked at like, oh, I know I'm going to be getting that, or I know I'm going to be getting that. Unless someone's gone ahead and shoved, hey, this is what you're getting in the next set. I have zero idea about 80% of the set by that point, by the time it comes out. By the time I'm opening these, if there's something that's popped out, I'm like, oh, wow, cool, that's what it looks like, or that's what everyone was talking about. So, it's generally how I like to kind of go about my business when it comes to, like, you'll need this. Almost anything I do, especially with gaming, I tend not to watch trailers or gameplay reveals or participate in too many betas. Unless it's a long-running game I'm already playing, and even then I try not to do the betas and stuff like that. Unless it's something that's like it's something that's being tested or something. But I generally, you'll need these. Generally like to kind of keep it all nice and surprising. You'll need these. Obviously, these will be worth a little bit more than the non-holo Buddy Buddy Poffins, but yay, finally got one for the actual set, and I think that's a full art. I'm pretty sure that's a full... Okay. I don't know why, like, I've opened so many full art trainers already, and I should know what a full art trainer looks like and what an alt art trainer looks like. That's a full art trainer, so it's okay. So we haven't burned our first alt art on a full art trainer or on a trainer yet. I want to kind of hit the long neck boy and all that kind of stuff. Was it like... There's quite a few in there. There's Gouging Fire, Walking Wake. Cool. Our second one in as many boxes. Gouging Fire, Walking Wake, Iron Leaves, Iron Crown. There are so many. There are so many. And I'm only just rattling off the names from what I've seen so far in the packets as we've opened so far. So, very, very clueless about the set in terms of what to expect. You need this, Turtonator, Full Metal Lab, and a Wug Trio EX Terra. I believe that's our first one. So far our two boxes are pretty good. In terms of, like, if you've not opened any packets yet, the first two... Well, I say that with a great assault because the first box could get an alt art. But in terms of trying to go for a master set and not hitting doubles, then we're going good. And in terms of going for a competitive set, going even better. But we want to... Oh, another Buddy Buddy Poffin. Good. We want to be hitting the large ones as much as we possibly can. Iron Boulder. I believe we already have those. So I was just talking about doubles, and I wish to double into existence. I believe this is our third because we got 2 during the pre-release. So far we've hit 6 on the right-hand side already. So if it's anything to follow by, I can't even make a proper sample size or a prediction of where to do our little experiments later on. Heavy Batten, you'll need those. For, besides collectors out there, if you have extra ones, then you'll have competitive players wanting them. Not too certain so far where the hit spread is. I know Tony will get back to me right now and just be like, yep, okay, so you're getting 1 hit per 3 packets. So every 3 packets, you kind of dig through and you go every third packet, every third packet, every third packet, and you're probably going to get a hit. Which is what's actually seeming like right now when you think about it. Can't remember if the second packet was a Hero's Cape, and every 3 packets after that seemed like there was a hit. Need Explorer's Guidance, Roly Colly, Ranunculus, and Drampa. It's actually been a little bit since we opened packets last, or since I opened packets last, so I'm getting back into my flow. and then by the time that I'm done, they'll be like, oh well, I'm warmed up with nothing to open. Because I do believe Tony is giving this set a miss, so we're not going to have any ridiculous sample sizing, but I feel as though he may be tempted, possibly. It depends. I think he's holding out for like the next big. He's a Blastoise fan, so 151 was amazing for him. He's also a Charizard fan. He's waiting for that next big Gen 1 hit. And if the next one is like a Blastoise, if they end up doing a Blastoise orientated one and a Venusaur orientated one, you can bet that he's gonna be coming through here with like 10 boxes. Probably coming through here with 10 cases of whatever and just destroying my floor with all his stuff. And okay, so this right hand side was a little bit more quiet than the previous boxes, so we're like one down from the previous box. Let me just make a little bit of room or tidy up a little bit here before I end up doing that. Let's move that there. Alright, moving on to the left hand side. By now you've probably figured out, like if you've watched the first video and you're watching through this video, you know what to take out so far in terms of when, like, you know, you're kind of going through like up, done. Because presumably you kind of want to just go through, or at least for me, so nothing hit on the first side. For me, I am trying to get to the point where I'm a little bit more better with my space and general aftermath cleansiness, where there's just like no packets lying around and tons of bulk lying in the background. I kind of just want to chuck it all into that box of bulk that will eventually get discarded when certain outlets need them for another buddy poppin'. Perfect. When they need them for their little when they buy bulk. So that's another thing that you should watch out for. If in your area do you have any independent sellers of Pokemon product, give them an ask whether or not they accept bulk, because eventually they start to buy it. Good time to offload bulk, so you can get yourself a little bit of money or put it towards another set. Pretty sure almost all of them do it at some point. You need the Minccino, Full Metal Lab, Torracat, Breloom, and a Walking Wake EX base. So what does he do? Oh yeah, now I can read this one better, because last time we had a bit of focusing issues, so you can probably actually read it this time. Damage from attacks, yes. I think this one attacks through stuff. I think I'm reading that correctly. I think I'm interpreting that correctly. So there should be a lot of hits on this side. Hopefully we're going to hit our first alt art of this set. If not, if I'm not going to hit an alt art in this box, then it looks like alt arts are going to kind of go through the roof in terms of what there is. Oh no. So this is what I was talking about before. The only, the other one that you probably don't want to hit is the Neo Upper Energy. Unfortunately, we've hit the Neo Upper Energy. I do have one already, thanks to my friend. But it's trade material. So you can already see if my sister's watching this, with the saying, we love doubles, because I always tend to get everything that she needs en masse, and she never gets anything I need, funnily enough. It's just the way it works. It's the way of things. Melmetal, Centiskorch, and Fluttermane. So you want to be keeping your Fluttermane foils, because they are used as, I think they use 3 per deck, the ones that do use those, the Fluttermanes. So at this point in time, like, you want to be getting Master Balls and Prime Catchers. I believe the Prime Catcher is the most expensive A-Spec card in the set for the competitive players. So if you can get multiples of those, then you're on the money. At this point, I'm glad that I pulled one at the pre-release. So friends need like a few. My sisters and my daughter will need one. But here we are at only a single count right now. And this is the right Great Tusk that you want. Sorry, I flicked it up so you didn't see it. For anyone that's only watching from this video onwards, this is a great task you're going to be putting aside for your bulk. Mist Energy is really good, and an Airy. Nice. Okay, so we got those ones. Finally got those in holo, so now I know I can almost finish that trainer gallery part when I start to set the book out. Oh, come on. Where's that alt art? Turtonator, Beldum, Heatmaw, Electivire. You'll need these. You'll probably need these. Mudbray, Boltund, and Koraidon. You'll need those for competitive players, because I don't think anyone's really going to be going out and buying too many of those duel and battle decks, because they are pretty pricey for what they are. Although I feel like most competitive players out there that would have invested in the pre-release probably more than likely would have got themselves a playset anyway. But it's still worth holding on to them, especially if you're thinking about getting into the game. You need this. Nice, you need those. Cool, I got my reverse holo of that guy, Finizen, and another Iron Leaves, which is good. If you're going to be hitting doubles of the base EX, you want to be hitting the competitive ones over and over again, obviously. So this is a good one to get as a double. And going into, I think we're in the back half now, aren't we? So 1, 2, 3, yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, one more away from the back half. Still no alt art. It's coming, hopefully. That's the wrong great task. Explorer's Guidance. And okay, we've got a full art Iron Leaf. So again, cards that you want to be getting if you're wanting to trade for the bigger boys, take these kind of things along to your local card store when they're doing their tournaments and stuff like that. You'll more likely find someone out there wanting them for their deck or wanting to bling out their deck. A lot of competitive players out there make make collectors cry because they're using like alt arts and stuff in their decks. I cannot talk. I'm a bit of a hypocrite if I say that I'm upset at competitive players doing that, because I do it myself. And we got an Excadrill art rare. Nice. The Dunsparce goes over there. Let's just sleeve this boy. These cards look so cool. Just look at it. Just appreciate it. Like, the art looks so nice. It looks so good. Like, it feels weird for people saying that, like, you know, Scarlet Violet art is terrible. I'm like, in what world? Are you opening the same packets, or are you opening the same packs of Pokemon, or are we looking at the same packets? Are you sure you're not opening one of those ones that are like, you know, the fakes from like the local markets and stuff? I just don't know. I just don't know. We're obviously on different. We're on different juice. Mortys, you want to put aside. Grubbin, Carnivore, Iron Fawns. So at the moment we are 11 hits in, which means these last 6 packs hopefully have 3 to 4 more hits, and hopefully one of them is the alt art. And if there is no alt art in here, then that kind of almost confirms that alt arts are definitely back to being sought after in terms of rarity, because they're not as easy to get anymore. Minccino, you want to put it there, and another Roaring Moon. Is that a... That's just a normal... Wait, no, that's a reverse, isn't it? I can't tell. It looks like a reverse. Yep. I think. Alright, down to 5 packs. Come on. Give us something nice. Give us something nice. Something nice. Something nice. Want to put that aside. Whoops. Nothing. Okay, so... Whoo! So let's just count these up again. 6, 10, 11. Oh. 11 packies. 11 hits. So it's going way below, unless these all have like double bangers in them or something, it's going way below the supposed 14 average minimum I thought you were going to hit. There might be something in this one though. Since you know you want. Here we go. Oh, it's looking like an alt art. There we go. We got an alt art Morty's Conviction. I do believe this is one that my sister wants because of the good old Gengar down there. Ah, that looks so good. That looks so good. That has made me glad. We hit an alt art. And I know that's an alt art because I checked it beforehand to check if my other one that I was talking about wasn't or wasn't. And this definitely is. That's great. Alright, so that being said, that there should be 2 more hits in here. If it's going to hit that 14 minimum, this possibly could be the double alt art box. You never know. It could be. It could not be. We could be making up for that first box of sadness. Could be. Possibly. Maybe. Not. Okay. 2 more packets. 2 more hits. 2 more packets. 2 more hits. 2 more packets. 2 more hits. Here we go. Because we've got 2 full arts there already. We've got 2 ace spec cards as well. How many art rares have we got there? We've got 2 art rares. Yeah. I'll have to figure out an actual spread. I'll check after this video is done. And then in the 3rd video I'll come up with the the general what you should probably be getting. Right on Caldeo, and there's a Gengar EX. Nice, okay. So technically should be 1 more. Technically. But don't hold your breath. So that's 7 there. 13. I feel like this is going to be like the lower end of stuff. In terms of hits for this box. Maybe because it's an alt art box. And a lot of these code cards have like a nice massive donk on the top. Not that it matters too much, but you know. Scyther, Slizzipede, Marill, Golett. You'll want to keep the heavy baton. Valiant, Sandy Sharks, Tranquil, Bramblegast, and nothing. Okay, so this is a 13 hit box with the alt art in it, thankfully enough. So let's just go through what we got for this one, because I didn't do this one in the last video. I was just sitting there kind of like just theorizing stuff. So we got the Salvatore full art, Gengar EX base, Wugtrio EX Terra base, a Sawsbuck art rare, our first alt art of the set, Morty's Conviction, Iron Leaves full art, Miraidon EX base, Hero's Cape A-Spec, Exadrill art rare, Iron Leaves EX base, Neo Upper Energy, which is hopefully you only ever pull 1 of if you're master setting, and if you're not master setting, never. Walking Wake EX base, and an Iron Boulder EX. So overall, from a collector's point of view, pretty good box. Especially if you are looking to master set it. From a competitive side, we did pull quite a bit of competitive bulk out of the set, which is not bad. So your Putty Poffins, your Monfinos, and Heavy Battens and your stuff. But as you can see, so far, depending on the comp card example, I think we've only got 3 of these in 2 boxes. 3 Aries in 2 boxes. I don't know if it's like going to focus up properly, but 3 Aries in 2 boxes. So make sure you are holding on to these as you're going through, because they will be sought after. They are going to be wanted, believe me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Catch me in the next one, and I'll see you next time.